And Kim Potter is only the fourth officer charged in the last 20 years for killing somebody after confusing their handgun with their taser.
But how does that actually happen? Tonight, Tom Lydon of the Fox 9 investigators with those on both sides of a controversial theory known as slips and capture.
It's hard to imagine how it can happen. How a veteran cop could mistake her Glock handgun for her taser.
I just shot him.
This was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright.
The now former police chief called it an accident, but few in the crowd of protesters seem willing to accept that.
You know your left and your right. That's simple, that's basic logic. And then y'all call it an accident. We don't see it as an accident.
In police training circles, it's known as slips and capture, when a police officer, under stress, reverts to habit and grabs their handgun instead of their taser. The concept promoted by Professor Bill Lewinsky of the Force Science Institute in Mankato and Greg Meyer, a former captain with the LAPD.
Their intention slips off the tracks and they end up drawing their handgun, which they're much more practiced at typically, and end up firing the one shot. All of these cases have just one shot, which is a big clue.
A big clue because a taser, unlike a handgun, fires only a single shot. Meyer and Lewinsky were both star defense witnesses in the case of an Oakland BART officer who shot a suspect in the back instead of using his taser. Charged with murder, the officer was convicted of manslaughter. In other words, negligence, not murder. Same scenario in Tulsa a few years ago, when 44-year-old Eric Harris was shot in the back. The 73-year-old reserve deputy said he thought he was holding his taser. He too was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. The same charge former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter now faces.
Each case is going to rise or fall on its own merits. You'd have to dig down really deep, like we did in the BART shooting case, to determine what really happened out there and to be able to prove whether it was a slip and capture error or not.
Even if it was a thing, it doesn't excuse, let alone justify, an officer's actions.
Seth Stoughton is a use of force expert who testified this week in the Chauvin trial. He told us last summer he's skeptical of slips and capture, calling it pseudoscience.
The problem with this is it is impossible to test. It's a theory, but you can't actually look at any one incident and say, oh, that was slip and capture, and therefore it's okay, as opposed to that was a hideously unreasonable mistake, and therefore it's not okay.
There have been 18 slips and capture cases involving taser handgun confusion in the last 20 years, according to data collected by one researcher. 5 of those cases were fatal. Only 6 led to criminal charges, and only 3 of those to convictions. The data also show a pattern. Most officers are trained to keep their handgun on their dominant side, their right if they're right-handed, and their taser on their weaker side. But in 11 of the slips and capture incidents, the officer's dominant hand crossed over and incorrectly grabbed a handgun where their taser should have been.
The best way that Dr. Lewinsky and I could come up with to try to prevent them was separate the weapons to different parts of the body, separate the hands. You use one hand for your gun, use the other hand to draw your taser, and we believe it would eliminate or at least greatly reduce this recurring problem.
The problem is tasers are still shaped like guns, a design change the company made about 20 years ago. In a statement to Fox 9, Axon, the maker of tasers, says, although very rare, there have been isolated incidents of an officer accidentally using their firearm instead of their taser. Because of that, Taser says, it has a different grip, look, and feel than a firearm, with a different holster. From the video, it's unclear where Officer Kimberly Potter had her taser holstered. But like the case of George Floyd, the killing of Daunte Wright will raise difficult questions about police training, intent, and negligence amid a widening gap of public mistrust. Tom Lydon, Fox 9.